Welcome to Golf Training Hacks. I think it's safe to say that most recreational golfers would like to get the easy power and consistently solid contact of a pro swing. The question is, why is it so difficult for so many recreational golfers to get there? So in this video, we'll talk about one of the most important positions that the best ball strikers get into just before impact, and why it's so difficult for so many recreational golfers to get there. So after you watch this video, check out for yourself the position I'm talking about. Look at the best ball strikers either in the past or currently on the tour, and you're going to see the same position. So look for the face-on positions in slow motion of their swing. You could look at Nicklaus or Crenshaw or Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Jon Rahm, Brooks Koepka. Yeah, pretty much anybody on the tour, whether it be in the past or now, you're going to see roughly the same position. And that position is this. It has to do with the hands, the club shaft, and your lower body, your hips, just before impact. And what you'll see is it looks something like this. Just before impact, as they're coming down in their downswing, the hips are opened up, and their hand is roughly in front of their thigh. So it's depending on the player, it may be a little further towards the inside or further towards the outside. But the hands come down in front of the thigh, roughly mid-thigh, a couple of inches, maybe 4 or 5 inches up, or maybe a little higher for some people, it depends. But the club shaft is roughly parallel. It's not down like this. So the best players, the best ball strikers are going to look something like this, close to impact. Now what happens on the front side is, as they're coming down, this front side is extending forcefully backwards. The hip and the knee extend, and the body is going, or the hip is going backwards, and this shoulder is rising. Okay, now that's going to give the club head room to hit the ball, because if they stayed in this squat position through impact, well, you're going to hit behind the ball. So you need to get some room without standing up. So they're going to come into this position. The club head is, the club shaft is relatively parallel. As they come through, this forward hip extends forcefully backwards. This shoulder is rising, and these hands travel, for the most part, on a straight line from the outside of the rear leg into the midline, and then closer to the front leg. It depends on the player. Some, begin to rise in the middle. Some maybe rise out further. But basically, from here to roughly here, this is a straight line with this movement. And then what we have at impact is shaft lean. And that's going to give you compression. Why is this position so important? If you can get in this position, then you're not going to flip, you're not going to have early extension, and you're going to get compression. Because if you can get here right before impact, well, there's no way that as you extend, that this club head can catch up to your hands and get ahead of your hands. It's impossible. You just can't do it. Physically, you cannot, with all the speed that's coming through here, get this club head to whip ahead of your hands. So your hands are going to stay ahead of the club head, and then you're going to have to get shaft lean at impact, and that's what we want. What happens is many recreational golfers can't do that because they don't have the hip strength, the hip mobility, and the hip stability to control the rotational forces of a golf swing. There's a lot of force coming down into that ball, at impact and through release. And a lot of people just don't have the strength. So they can't get this motion without swaying or standing up. It just can't control this position and get here. Now, what kind of strength does it take? Well, it takes stability and strength on one leg. You kind of play golf on one leg at a time, right? You're shifting your weight back and forth from the backswing into the downswing. Now, we don't want to be swaying too far out. Maybe it's a little easier on the backswing, but when you're coming down into impact, if you can't control this, you're either going to sway out or you're just going to stall here and then stand up, and then you're going to lose that position. So it has to do with hip strength, hip mobility, and stability, so you can stay in this position, get your hands ahead without swaying out forward and get that forceful extension into impact. And that's going to get compression, that's going to get those solid shots, and it's going to limit swing flaws. But you have to have strong, mobile, and stable hips to do that. Now, a great way to work on that is with single leg exercises. So things like lunges and split squats. There's a whole range of single leg exercises that are going to help you with balance, with single leg strength, and with stability, so that you don't have to sway and you can control the rotational forces in this golf swing. At Golf Training Hacks, we not only want you to play better golf, but we want you to move better and feel better every day, so you can play the best golf of your life for the rest of your life.